Hey y'all, I know it's been a while, but how about a box and a book? So I have a number of boxes I haven't opened, a number of boxes that I have opened but left because I was going to make content. I've got boxes everywhere for the last several months in various states of do I know what's in them? But also importantly, in various states of you need to do something with this crap, right? So I am going to try and batch record just some unboxing so that I could at least decide, like, is this stuff I'm going to offer someone else? Am I going to do a giveaway? Like, I think I've probably got some stuff from some fandoms that other people might be interested in having. So, but I need to open everything and all of that. So I'm just going to do that here. So for the next several videos, all of the unboxing parts are going to be in this shirt. So I'm basically warning you. All right, so this owl crate, I actually just opened it on a live on Instagram. I love it. So I'm just going to show you what's in it and do a book review for this book. Spoiler, I didn't love it. So let's start with the box. This is a reusable snack bag inspired by the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. On the front it says, it's not always enough to go looking for the place we belong. Sometimes we need to make that place. I loved the Society for Irregular Witches, the Secret Society for Irregular Witches, and I love the snack bag, and I love snacks, so everything about it is great. I can tell you what it says. Witch always needs a place to store their magical ingredients for safekeeping, and our reusable snack bag is the perfect way to do just that. Inspired by the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, this adorable snack bag was designed by Lisa Arrico. It could be Erico. Sorry, Lisa, if I got that wrong. All right, and then in this box, which I should tell you, the theme is Secrets and Masks. And this is the March 2024 Owl Crate March Young Adult box. I am not a rep or anything. I have been an Owl Crate YA box subscriber for at least 2 years, I think. Maybe 3. All right, the next thing in the box is this beautiful journal inspired by a study in drowning, adorned with foil and artwork inspired by the story of Angharad and the Fairy King. This journal is the perfect item to take notes about your favorite author or sketch plans to save a crumbling manor. The item is designed by Niall Grant. It is top spiraled, so I don't know which one is meant to be the front and the back. There are no lines on the paper, so it's a great sketchbook. On one side, we've got Angharad, and on the other side, we've got another character, which says, the Fairy King, that says, survival is bravery too. It's lovely. I am tempted to use this in real life, but it's so gorgeous. I'm really trying to break my saving my good things habit, you know, but we'll see if I can do it. Then we have a dragon's hanging door sign that says, go away, I'm reading. Here be dragons. Enjoy a retreat in your reading with our dragon's hanging door sign. Inspired by the dragons that hide away in seclusion, this gorgeous sign was designed by Sadra Fox. Maybe it's Sadra. Lovely. Then we have, which I won't open, an umbrella inspired by Spirited Away. And you can see what the design looks like. No face. Dragon, I'm looking at the wrong side. Dragon on this side. Umbrella, and it looks like probably the middle of the umbrella has that same pattern on it, and it's black towards the ends. I'm not going to open it because then it'll take me a while to put it back in. Bring shade upon yourself from the wrath of Yubaba with our Spirited Away inspired umbrella, featuring all the elements of the beloved story in a beautiful pattern. This wonderful item was designed by Anyan Nguyen. Okay, and then this year's Owlcrate annual pin collection is perfect pairings. So it's two characters who are really great together and the pins sort of like move. So this one is from Darker Shade of Magic series, and it's Kel and Lila. Let's see if you can get off my face then. There we go. Very cute. Lila's not my favorite character. Super, super overhyped, in my opinion. Anyways, the book is The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. And it is so gorgeous. Spine, the back, which says, "Curse your wretched little heart." This is a mask. And the edges. Oh, so good. These are anatomical hearts. And these are knives, if you can't tell. Get my face off. Maybe that helped a little bit. All right, so then we've got our end pages. Of course, it's a young couple looking romantically at each other on each side. And the naked book has the shimmery goodness of red foil. Spine. The back says, "They all wore masks, but he'd taken his off for her." It's so good. It's so good. And then the alternative or the artwork on the inside of the dust jacket. Also so good. All right, let me read you what it's about. Nika is a blood carver, a cold-hearted, ruthless being who can alter human biology with just a touch. In the harsh industrial city of Thamus, she is seen not as a healer as she was meant to, but a monster that kills for pleasure. And in the city's criminal underbelly, the rarest of monsters are traded for gold. When Nika is finally caught by the infamous butchers, she's auctioned off to the highest bidder, a mysterious girl garbed in white. But this strange buyer doesn't want to use Nika as an assassin or a trophy piece. She intends to use Nika's blood carving to heal the last person who saw her father's killer. As Nika delves into the investigation amid Thamus's wealthiest and most powerful, all signs point to Vin Cochin, an alluring yet entitled physician's aide intent on casting her out of his opulent world. But despite his relentless attempts to push her away, something inexplicable draws Nika to him. When she discovers Cochin is not who he claims to be, Nika must face a greater, more terrifying evil, turning her quest for justice into a fight for her life. Her only chance to survive lies in a terrible choice: become the dreaded monster the city fears, or risk destroying herself and the future of her kind. So that is The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. And I'm really intrigued, actually. So this one is on my hopefuls for soon. And also it's just gorgeous. I think that Owlcrate really went all out for this one, and I appreciate that, Owlcrate. You are my love, my life. Just kidding. I'm so silly. Okay, let me move these out of the way, and then I can tell you about the Everything Darkness Eats. Everything the Darkness Eats by Eric LaRocca. Maybe it's LaRocca. I've never read another book by this author, although he has been on my TBR for a little while. And this one was not for me. And I've read other folks who have said, they've loved his other work. He usually writes short stories or novellas. He's a horror writer, and this one just wasn't it. And it really gives, like, there's a section of the book where you're like, okay, this is the short story he wanted to tell, and all that other stuff before this was how he decided to get to the point. Basically, the book is 3 characters. We're following 3 characters or learning about them. One is a young man who is grieving the loss of his wife following a car accident a number of years ago. So that's our first person. The second person is someone that we're kind of introduced to in the prologue. The prologue is like it ropes you right in. You're like, I'm ready for this, for the prologue. Um, and the character is an old man who is involved in some sort of maybe ancestral, like spiritualism or something. We don't really know for a long time until towards the end of the book exactly what's going on, but we know he's involved in some shady shit, and some ancient power or whatever. And then we have this third character that we're learning about through the book, who is a gay police officer. It's very important that he's gay because he's targeted by the bigots in his neighborhood who are trying to scare him off, and everybody looks down on him, or sort of like they're homophobes, and he might also be not white, or maybe his husband is not white. Anyway, shit's terrible happening for him, and he is investigating the disappearances of people. They all live in all 3 of these people live in the same town, and he is investigating the disappearances that are happening in the town. And one of the reasons why I didn't care for the book, again, it felt like there were parts of it that were like the real story, and then there's all this extra stuff that wasn't necessary and wasn't that interesting, really. So the pacing was a little bit weird because of in that way as well, for that reason as well. Some of it felt like the real story, and some of it didn't feel like the real story. And then this gay police officer goes through what I know is probably a realistic bigotry happening in his neighborhood, and even at work. But then there's a lot of brutality. So very much be aware of that as a content warning. This is a horror book, but that's not the horror part. You know what I mean? So, and then at the end, the thing that happens to wrap it up renders all that horror that happens, all that brutality that happened to this couple, as unnecessary, right? So it was already hard struggle bus to get through, and then why did we go through all of that? So I liked the writing style and again, I liked the story in some places. I liked the writing style in general. I will definitely give other works by this author a chance. I'll probably read at least 1 short story or 2. But this isn't a book that I'll be recommending to most people unless they have very specific things they're looking for, like the ancient spirituality piece, or maybe like small town secrets, or grief, or stories that come together at I've done some reading challenges where one of the challenges was a book with multiple characters whose stories converge, things like that. So if there are very specific things that someone's looking for, and I would give a major content warning about the unnecessary violence, including sexual assault, that happens in this book. I believe there's also reference to child abuse, child sexual assault by the assaulter. Not by the assaulter, to the assaulter, when the assaulter was a child, which is also a way I don't really like assault to be handled in books. So it kind of felt like a book that an author would write because, like, as a way to cope with knowing things happen in the world and, like, trying to make sense of them. You know what I mean? I'm probably not explaining it very well. But anyway, I did still give it 2.5 stars, so it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. And I would suggest it for people with very specific interests, with several caveats for the content. All right, now here we go. Catch you on the next one.